Sometimes the world feels like it only shares the loudest struggles and the hardest headlines. This is 10 Better Minutes, a place where I share a few real stories from the past week that quietly remind us the full picture is more balanced than we might think. Today, you'll hear about a wildlife bridge already making a difference and a chance lottery win that opened new possibilities. But first, I want to start with a story about rescuers helping a young coyote find its way back to the wild. In Surprise, Arizona, a very young coyote pup, believed to be between 4 and 6 weeks old, was found covered head to tail in hundreds of shola cactus spines. The spines were not only on the back and tail, but also in sensitive places like the nose, mouth, tongue, and even the ear. At that age, a problem like this can make survival very uncertain, so rescuers moved quickly. The Southwest Wildlife Conservation Center called in veterinary technician Berkeley Martineau. She used light sedation to help the pup stay calm, then removed the spines one by one. The careful procedure took more than 2 hours. As Martineau explained, the cactus encounter may have begun when the coyote stumbled into the wrong plant, and the spines then caught on wherever they touched. About a week later, the change was easy to see. The pup was eating well, gaining strength, and beginning to socialize with other orphaned pups at the center. That is a sign of steady recovery, not just temporary relief. Over the next couple of months, it will continue rehabilitation before returning to the wild. And while the story began with a frightening tangle of spines, it ends with something familiar and hopeful. With patience, skilled care, and a little time, the pup is building the strength it needs to run free again. You know that feeling when you see something small like a plastic bag drift by and you think, why does this keep happening? This story offers a grounded answer, with a plan to pull waste out of waterways before it reaches the places people are excited to visit. Officials in 2 Los Angeles districts looking ahead to the 2028 Summer Olympics began searching for a practical way to remove thousands of pounds of trash from the Los Angeles and San Gabriel rivers. Seal Beach City Council member Joe Kalmick and State Assembly member Diane Dixon reached out to the Ocean Cleanup and helped form the San Gabriel River Working Group to explore installing an interceptor, a device that is designed to collect river trash right after rain. We have proof this approach can work. The Ocean Cleanup had already deployed an interceptor in Bologna Creek near Marina del Rey, where it pulls in trash from West Side communities like Venice, Beverly Hills, and Santa Monica. Reports say it collects about 28,000 pounds each year, and since 2022, it has gathered more than 200 tons. The interceptor connects a boom and net during rainfall, then uses a conveyor belt to move the trash into 6 bins on the barge. From there, it hauls the material to the harbor for processing. Now the plan is to bring that same kind of barge operation into the San Gabriel River, with local leaders like Long Beach Mayor Rex Richardson noting the effort could cost several $millions. It is not a miracle, but it is real momentum, aimed at cleaner beaches for the city to share. On I-97 in Siskiyou County, California is spending $20 million on a new wildlife crossing bridge, built to help deer move safely through a busy migration route that stretches north toward Canada. And what makes this feel especially encouraging is what cameras have already begun to show. Even before the bridge is fully finished, camera traps captured 3 mule deer using it. The corridor runs about 20 miles south of the bridge near Weed, then continues north along the path animals take when the seasons shift. To guide them toward the crossing, the plan includes 8-foot-high fencing that funnels wildlife away from the road and towards safer space above it. That matters because between 2015 and 2020, vehicles in this area killed more than 50 deer and 16 elk. For motorists, that is a risk they shouldn't have to carry, and for wildlife, it is a loss that can break the rhythm of migration. There's something quietly powerful about seeing the first steps of a solution that is designed to work with nature instead of fighting it. These early crossings are only a beginning. Still, they offer a hopeful sign that safer days are possible, one careful journey at a time. Sometimes the smallest mistake can open a door you never knew was there, and this story is a gentle reminder of that kind of hope. Alan Taylor, who is 65 and lives in Derbyshire, England, was settling into retirement and doing the sort of careful online shopping that feels routine. While subscribing online, he accidentally ordered 2 postcode lottery tickets instead of 1 because he pressed the wrong button. A week later, the surprise arrived. 2 checks for 3,233 each, totaling nearly 900,000. Alan says the first moment was so unexpected that his legs seemed to stop working, and he simply could not believe it. The win came from the weekly Millionaire Street draw tied to postcode S426AE, and he shared the £1 million pot with one other neighbor in Tupton. The drawing happened last Saturday. What I love most is what they plan to do next. Alan and his wife Bev both retired in March after putting their finances in place, and now their next chapter has extra room to breathe. They want to travel, they want to enjoy the time they have, and they also want to help family and friends along the way, including a wedding they are due to attend in 3 weeks. In a quiet, very human way, an accidental click became a chance to give more kindness back. It is not every day that a protected place reaches a milestone like 100 years and still leaves room to grow. This one, in South Africa, carried a quiet message about wildlife and the people who live nearby. On Sunday, celebrations for the Centenary of Kruger National Park unfolded at Skukuza Rest Camp, where officials gathered to honor a century of conservation and research. South African National Parks and the Ministry signed a beneficiation scheme framework agreement with 7 communities near the park 2 days before the anniversary, setting a practical direction for the years ahead. Minister of Forestry, Fisheries, and the Environment. Willie Camp attended the event and spoke with the steady focus you would expect from someone thinking beyond the speeches. Kruger National Park stretches across about 7,500 square miles and is named after President Paul Kruger. Each year, it draws around 2 million visitors, which means the park is not only a home for African wildlife, it is also a living classroom for many people. For all that history, the celebration felt grounded in the next 100 years. The agreement points toward transforming natural resources into long-term opportunities for local communities, so protection and participation move forward together. And it leaves you with a gentle trust that when people are included, conservation can last in more ways than one. As always, I am here with a grounding little tip to help you reset your mind and notice more joy in everyday life. Let us talk about something simple that can quietly change your whole week. Today's tip is about becoming a regular somewhere that feels warm and human. Think about a place you already like. Not just the kind of place you visit when you are in a rush, but the kind of place where you feel like you can exhale. A coffee shop, a bookstore, a local park bench, a corner store. Pick one. Then show up with intention, not performance. Go at a similar time when you can. Order the usual if it fits you. Smile at the staff by name when you learn it. Ask one small question that is easy to answer, like what they recommend or how their week is going. You are not trying to be famous there. You are building familiarity. Over time, that familiarity becomes comfort, and comfort becomes a mental signal your brain recognizes. This is safe, this is kind, I belong here. Start small. One visit this week, one gentle hello, and let the relationship grow naturally. All right, friends, we made it to the end of this episode of 10 Better Minutes. I hope you can feel the quieter point underneath all the bright spots we shared today. That decency and kindness are still moving through the world, sometimes without fanfare, but clearly enough to matter. If you are ready to let a little less noise in for the rest of your day, you can follow along or subscribe, and new episodes are posted every day. For now, just carry that sense with you. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow. This is Ian Rhodes with 10 Better Minutes. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.